Start off everybody, Ongamali Sione Sione, back here with another Talanoa series, inclusive Talanoa. So just a chance to be able to reflect with individuals, connection piece, learnings and appreciation. So we're going to be having a series of different Talanoas with our different disability whānau or families. So just sit back and enjoy the ride. And for our first guest, I've got here Kramer Hoeflich. Did I say that right?
Definitely, brother. It's a German last name, so yeah, proper way to pronounce it is like Hoeflich. Like if you're saying it the German way, but we pronounce it Hoeflich.
Hoeflich.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to Inclusive Talanoa also. And a big part of this is first is getting to know yourself. And then from there, we'll just start pulling out some questions. So, nice intro for yourself, brother.
Sounds good, brother. Kia rana tātou katoa ko Kramer Hoeflich tōku ingoa. So, as I said, my name is Kramer Hoeflich. I was born and raised on the beautiful island of Rarotonga. For the first 15 years of my life, that's where I lived. So I had the accident at 15. Then I had to transition from the Cook Islands over here to NZ for treatment, surgery and everything. They actually wanted to do the surgery there, but they refused to send me. They didn't want to pay for sending me here. They wanted to do the surgery there. They were that confident.
I'm just going to interrupt you there, bro. If you just want to talk into the mic. Yeah.
Closer?
Yeah, no, you're right there. It's just where.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yep.
Yep. Yeah, so they didn't want to send me over. So my mum actually, after one night of almost passing away on bed, mum went into the doctor's lounge and fully gave the doctor a hiding. Next day they said, pack your bags, you're going to NZ, and that's how I ended up in beautiful Aotearoa. So it's been about 15 years now since I've been in a wheelchair. Yeah.
So obviously we're able-bodied before. So now we've gone into just the situation you're in. So let's talk about Rarotonga, how that was for you, growing up, coming through school and that, and then sort of just now where we sort of went into the injury and that.
Yeah. So back in Rarotonga, I was a very active young boy. Bit mischief here and there, but always playing sports, rugby, touch, whatever sport activity was on during then, I was always out there playing. So very sportive, outgoing. What else? Family owned a takeaway in a restaurant. So, Monday to Friday, I go to school in the morning. After that, go to the takeaway restaurant, worked there, went rugby training, came back home, and, just lived life as a youth. But I was always outdoors, never indoors. So, like, the whole thing, like, internet video games, didn't know that kind of stuff. So, was always out in the bush, in the mountains, building, building a hut on the beach or up on the mountain. Yeah, so I was always playing, hanging out with mates. Yeah, that was the life growing up in the islands. I reckon it was one of the best ways to grow up. Yeah.
Easy life. It come through and no worries in the world. And then with, I guess, something, an active recreation activity that you normally do without any worries. And then, so probably around that that's how we've had the accident.
Yeah, definitely. And, one of good things about growing up in Rao is, though I introduced myself as, in the Cook Island way, I'm actually Samoan Italian, so only just born and raised in Rarotonga.
Yeah.
Family migrated from Samoa over to the island. Story goes,
so you're Samoan?
Samoan. Samoan Italian, yeah. All right, I get to, on whatever day, I get to pick and choose what I want to be. So some days I'm Italian, some days I'm, Samoan, depending on the situation. But yeah, grandma fell in love with a Phrygian, migrated to Raro, followed him. And then after she divorced him, she married an American. That's where the name Kramer comes from, because he was American.
Yeah.
So it's quite an unusual name to have on the island. Yeah, the Italian part comes in when my mum moved later to Rarotonga to be with my grandma. And, the whole 5-star hotel that was being built there at the time.
Yeah.
was called the Sheraton. It's now the Curse Hotel, Curse Mafia Hotel.
Yeah.
And my dad was part of the crew that came from Italy to actually build that hotel. So, and Italian over Italians on the island chasing local girls. Then 9 months later, boom, out comes me.
And a blessing, no doubt, for your parents, Kramer.
Yeah, definitely. Mom wished she had a girl, but then she was blessed with a beautiful 5 boys.
So after the injury, and we've come through, then there's a bit of a journey when you came to New Zealand, especially from once you found out the news, and then what was the journey of rehab for yourself?
Best way I can describe the whole journey from like the whole rehab thing, because after the surgery, when they told me I was gonna not be able to walk when I was 15, I was paralyzed. They said I would be paralyzed from the neck down for the rest of my life. Yeah, so that throughout that whole journey in the spinal unit, the rehab, had to basically learn how to relive life again, like how to adapt to being on a wheelchair. And through, constant physio, OTs, training, I managed to regain the upper body strength and, paralyzed from the chest down now, so not from the neck down, and managed to regain my arms and everything, finger movements. But I had to learn how to write with my left hand now instead of right, because right hand muscles aren't as efficient as the left hand. Yeah. But it wasn't an easy transition, like, coming from being able to disabled.
Yeah.
Because during, after 6 months in the injury, my grandma ended up passing away, which was very difficult on me because to me, I called my grandma mum
Yeah.
and mum mother. Yeah, because she meant a lot. So when she went back, it just made back to the islands because of her whole visa thing. She wasn't a Cook Island citizen, still a Samoan. So she passed away, and then about 2 months later, or a month, I think, grandpa ended up passing away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was quite a difficult year. So best way, again, I can describe it as like going through whole baby training again. Had to learn how to dress myself, feed myself. Like there was one point, they were showering me and like on a bed, and they were brushing my teeth, and they told me, "Oh, take a spit. I want you to spit on the wall." The wall was only like from here to where you are.
Yeah.
So I got this, hey. So I just laid there and tried to spit on the wall, but didn't even go that far. It just went onto my cheek.
Oh,
But that's how weak my lungs were and everything. So it's like the whole body had to re-jump and restart itself.
crazy journey, especially for yourself, and to lose loved ones along the way, probably even harder. And I guess mentally that would have sort of played on your mind a lot. How did you sort of work your way out of it, or work your way through it?
Yeah, that's an interesting one, because 15 at the time, none of those thoughts or tough like stuff that came to my mind. Like first thing that came to my mind during that time is like, shit, I'm 15.
Yeah.
Never gonna be able to get a girlfriend. Never gonna be able to hold her hand, walk on the beach, or walk side by side. Never have a family and all those stuff. So it wasn't really. That was more, it was mental health stuff and all that. But like that was the thought that was going through my mind. Yeah, but in saying that, like the different types of grief and trauma that I went through didn't all hit me all at once. So it hit me as I went along the journey.
Yeah.
So could be 1 year from now, 2 years from now. Like one point I was driving in Penrose, we're going towards the museum, went past the rugby field there and just seeing the goalposts, all of a sudden tears just start flowing down the eyes, and like that just brings back like memories. So it kind of hits me along the way. And one thing I would say is that I'm fortunate enough to actually have the accident when I was young, because I got to grow up on a chair and adjust to life, where I've experienced and seen other people who had an accident later in life who find it a lot harder to adjust. Yeah.
I guess as an able person, you're still learning about these situations, as we just never know about these feelings, certain things that trigger, and with in terms of like when now that you've come through that, like, do you have any? Have you sort of worked the way around, like, how can you do any physical activity, or now that you're sort of in that space of you're kind of recovering? Well, you've recovered quite a bit, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely have. I would say I'm living the best life that I can.
Yeah.
But before I answer that question, like some of the other challenges, like what didn't work for me was like the whole counseling and grief talk and all that stuff. Because they did offer counselors and people to come in and help.
Yeah.
But they were all able-bodied, and like that really pissed me off because it just made things harder. So they were like, oh, I understand what you're going through, blah blah blah, here and this. And like, I'll take you for an example. Like at one point, I was having a counseling session because grandma passed away, being paralyzed, and grandpa, and that was the thing they said. That was the counselor's word to me. Like, I understand what you're going through. And then, like, first thing I said to her, like 5 minutes into that session, I said, "How can you possibly understand? I'm on a chair at the end of the day. I'm rolling out of here. You're walking out." Yeah, and then, like, after that, I just said, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it." So for me, it was more my family. They were kind of the backbone and helped me get through it.
Yeah.
But also the friends that I made along the journey. Yeah, so it was definitely that. And, it's through that journey where I experienced how I actually got to get back on track.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, learning what support services out there, what programs I can interact with. Yeah, because basically I had to go back to school, start it all over again.
So, before we go into the different roles that you've done, but the uniqueness of your family and how that has helped you, the support behind that. So, how's that like for yourself? Like, I guess this is your chance to be able to talk and say, like, thank your family around the support they did.
Oh, that would be a new one, bro, because family know me as the strong, silent type. The one that sits there and just grunts like, So, I never really say it to them, but, because throughout the first, like, 8 or 10 years of my life in a wheelchair, I wasn't getting any support, like, around, like, for personal care and all that. My mom actually, for the first few years, took over being my support person, and then my little brother. Because, the first day the support people came into my house, like, they didn't even know what to do. And my mom just says, "Nah, get out. I'll look after him." Like, and my mom learned from just monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
Not calling her a monkey, but, that's how she learned, just watching the nurses, how they did things. Yeah. So, but one thing I really loved about my family was that they never saw me as disabled. And anyone who came up to her and say, "Oh, your son's crippled," or "He's disabled, you should do this," like any kind of phrases that would offend him, they were ready to throw fists and, and defend my honor instead of me. Because, I just play it off cool and just write it off. But family were always there to fight on my behalf. Yeah.
Always, and it affects them too, like in terms of them being the caregivers, and that's pretty cool. Like, you do matter.
Yeah.
Where some, probably just wouldn't give a stuff, maybe some joke around about it.
No.
Well, that's some of us PIs where you like to joke around about, but then, I guess as family members, you look and go, no, you don't say that, bro.
No, don't worry. The family definitely use the disability card when they're with me, or like in some cases of my little brother.
Yeah.
He actually used me in his workplace to say, "Sorry, boss, I'm late. I had to look after my disabled brother," and like, and of course we crack jokes here and there, like because when I'm with them, like it just when you're with the boys, you mock around. Yeah. That's just like brotherly love.
And your brother's like one of your main caregivers as well?
Yeah, my my youngest brother, the one born after me. Yeah. So he became my, like, because mom's getting older.
Yeah.
So he now just helps me, get out of bed, get dressed, and get ready to go out to work and everything. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So probably you got a lot to be thankful to him. So you don't want to be treating him too bad too.
Yeah, he's always joking. Because through my disability funding, I employ him
Yeah.
to be because he gets paid for it. So I'm always making, you do a bad job, I can fire you, and he goes, I can sue you then. So always making that whole
Yeah.
joke here.
And that's another part too, is like through family members, caregivers, that you've got that support for the caregiver as well. Eh?
Yeah. So the type of funding that are available for those with disability, it is able to help the family.
Yeah.
Because I've tried having a service provider that didn't work for me.
Yeah.
And with being Pacific, it's we take care of our own. We like to shelter
100.
our family in need, and
Yep.
so that worked best for us.
Oh, nice. Outside of all this, the family, like, what does Kramer like to do?
Oh, personal or work?
Entirely up to you, brother.
Well, what I like to do is definitely the work that I do and my few little quirks and hobbies that I do have. Yeah, so for work, got 3 different jobs and wear different hats on numerous boards and communities. Like one, I work as a service lead for Vakatautua. That's my main job. I work part-time for Pasifika, which is like a youth organization for disabled people. Been doing that for the last 10 or 11 years now. 4 years with Vaka, and then I think for 2 years now I've been working for the spinal support as a peer support coordinator, helping those who go through spinal cord injury transition back into into the community. So
Yeah.
I work as the South Auckland one, and numerous hats that I wear. Sit on numerous boards, panels. Was former Auckland Council youth member for my local area to disability panel. Did that for like I think 9 years.
Yeah.
Chair for Five Aurora, which is the main advisory for the Ministry of Pacific People. I mean, not Pacific People, Whaikaha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, just a lot of hats, so it's hard to keep track of all of them. Should really update all those on the LinkedIn, but I just do the work for love, At least that's one thing that was taught from me from the Samoan side, the whole tautua service to our community. But hobby-wise, definitely spoiling the nieces and nephew, good movies, sports, NRL, rugby, and Pokemon. Love collecting those.
Yeah. Personal life, you got a partner or you?
Oh, yes. Currently seeing someone at the moment.
Yeah. Nice. So, you can just live, even being disabled, you can still live a normal life as anybody else.
Definitely live the life as normal. Like one thing I learned that is being on a wheelchair is a very powerful thing because I'm able to when I thought when I was 15 I'll never be able to get a girlfriend, but the chair it's itself a wingman. Yeah, but at the same time, it's saying that it's not easy to pull in girls or meet girls because they automatically see the chair before they see the person. Yeah. So that does make it harder to find a partner. Yeah.
And it's good to hear that you're on these different boards. And that's probably something over time you've learnt around governance as well. Did you study into this?
No, I didn't actually study into this kind of stuff. It was more. I was with the Fab Group A, and then we just went randomly to open mic night.
Yeah.
And I wrote a poem, and got up there and speak. And then it wasn't until Paul Lavia said, "Oh, I'm going to get you to do more stuff." And then just from there, he started putting me out into gigs here and there to do public speaking. Then from there, people took notice, and asked, "Oh, can you just come advise on this?" And then from there, just went a whole roller coaster. Yeah, but in saying that, I never had any training. Like for me, what really worked was confidence and papelo. Not necessarily using papelo a lot, but faking it till you make it. Yeah. So it's because a lot of the stuff they say on these governance group, it's quite big and heavy, and like when you're in the youth, you don't understand these big governance talks. So like I'm able to understand it now, but back then it's more like having to like a whole jigsaw puzzle, how to put it together and make sense of what they say. Yeah.
I hope when you bring up Paul Lavia, I'm hoping that you were getting paid for those gigs, or was he taking the money?
I don't know. Don't worry, I was doing it for the food.
Oh,
I let my stomach guide me.
and you're doing huge space with youth, and I guess that's probably, is that your niche more than dealing with adults?
It started off with youth,
Yeah.
but then like as I got older, because 30 now, so um, it's more youth and adults. So just understanding the whole system and knowing where to go, what to and how to help direct them. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess I'm just thinking right now around, so your role is around a bit disability navigation as well. So,
It formerly was,
yeah,
yeah,
what?
yeah, but I transitioned into a service lead. But I still help out the disability team and still help the youth as well.
Yeah. And how do you find, like, in terms of our PIs, or just in or our caregivers that are looking after disability families, like, how do you find that they understand what's out there, all this?
With our Pacific families, nah, they definitely do not understand what's out there.
Yeah.
Like they know what's out there, but they don't know it. Now, to correct that, they actually don't know what's available out there. They're just a lot of us are just doing the support and without getting any supports or
Yeah.
what they're entitled to, and and that's a shame because there's a lot for them there to access. They just need to reach out. Like one thing that doesn't work is that we're too prideful and stubborn, and at the same time when we go to these providers or wins and all that, we sit there and we say yes, 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 but not really understanding what they're saying, and then we get the bare
100.
minimum,
Yeah.
which is exactly what I went through for that first few years of my life in a wheelchair, because my mum and them did not understand anything because they were, I was young, they were advocating on my behalf.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they definitely, it's a lack of understanding, and same time, some providers don't have the cultural experience to provide that support.
Nice. The good thing about our talanoa is that you're going to be featuring in the rest of the other talanoas. So it's always good to introduce yourself into this. And so I guess for going forward, a lot of our viewers, a lot of our listeners are going to be hearing Kramer here on our talanoa, inclusive talanoa as well. So just as we wrap up on this one here, just maybe a word of encouragement, or maybe even just difference, a way of support for our families out there, not just for disability, but for the family supporting a disability whānau.
Yeah, no, thank you for that, and thank you for the opportunity to actually come on and talanoa and share my story and what I've been through. So definitely, I will be here. So if any of the viewers or listeners out there wanna, just talanoa, just reach out through the email, or send us a comment, and I'll be able to, if happy to communicate and reach out. But definitely encourage our Pacific families or listeners out there, if if you're stuck in a hard place, don't be ashamed to actually reach out and ask for help, because there's a lot of support out there, and definitely a lot of people that can help. So please do reach out, and we'll be able to provide some type of support.
Nice. So when we talk about reach out, we're looking at Vaka as one of your main, or
Yep. So I definitely work at Vaka. So Vaka Tautua does have a DIAS service which provides information and advice. Then we've got a community connector that can help advocate with you to, walk alongside you that journey, because I know I prefer someone to walk alongside me during this journey instead of just having being referred to different type of people, because I definitely know in the Pacific that doesn't work. We want someone who we can trust and talanoa with. But Vaka is just one of the many places out there that you can reach. But Vaka does have a lot of cultural experience and staff who speak the language. So if you can't, if English ain't your cup of tea, and your native language, just we do have Samoa, Tokelau, Niuean, so just reach out to us. But there's disability for our youth out there. Fair Pasifika, Fair Van Seed. So a lot of resources out there. Good website as well to visit would be First Port. That is the Ministry of was developed by Ministry of Health, but now under Whaikaha. They have a lot of abundance of resources and information on there that you can actually access.
No, cool. Thank you, Kramer Hoeflich.
Hey.
Just for the our Talanoa. So, like I said, we'll be running a few more of these, and you'll see Kramer on here. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.